not tell anyone that she's here, you understand?
Yes, of course.
Herbert, the telephone. Is it working?
That moment in 6 when Laskin reappears, Elena is in a position where she just can't fight. She realizes that if she wants to stay alive, she has to do what he is telling her to do.
Take her. He stays.
Don't fucking move! No, don't you hurt him!
Elena,
you harmed him!
talk to them. Elena!
And all of those scenes were really difficult. It was hot, it was stressful. When you have to work at such a fast pace in order to kind of get through a scene efficiently, but also to support each other. When you're working with actors who are just delightful, you can always make it fun.
That whole sequence is based on having read in Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago. He describes what it was like to be arrested and interrogated in Soviet Russia. And, the first step is you do a dual interrogation. If it's 2 people, you move them to different rooms, and then you move between the 2 rooms, and then you tell the person what the other person in the room just said about you. And then you try to play your subjects against themselves.
You do know what she's just done in there. She's betrayed you. She wants to pin her sins on you. The butcher made me do it.
For Matthias's character, it's very difficult to understand. He's holding on to his love and his hope that Elena won't throw him under the bus, and he holds true to that, which I think is great. She's developing a different thing, which is she's very clever, and she's trying to read the room as to how she might still be needed and what she can do to negotiate her way out of that. Also, I just love her bravado, both the characters and Kate's, in the face of utter... I mean, she is so cornered, and still she fights back. They are captive, they have guns at their heads, and they have nowhere to go, and they refuse to acknowledge that anything is even wrong. It's fascinating. So that was a great way in for Kate and Matthias.
So that was sort of the framework that we had to build from. And then the actors just played it with such realism and commitment and feels on a string because of their commitment to that.
There is this moment when Elena and Zubak are suddenly wearing disguises. And of course, when Elena Vernon is going to be wearing a disguise, I'm sorry, but it had to be funny. Getting that balance between these absurd sort of costumes and the seriousness of their situation, being locked in this apartment, Laskin coming in, strapping a mask of black mold written all over this tank. And Elena is a hypochondriac and she's terrified of mold and absolutely convinced that things are poisoning her. That is who she is. This sort of terror and comedy, we had to sort of strike that balance.
Happy you came along.
Me too.
I needed you.
It's like you said when we met. Meant for each other.
It's important for these scenes to be driven emotionally, to be very character-driven, because if you read on the paper, it feels like an action sequence, and it's important to understand what goes on within his heart. He knows that he's been sacrificed and he's been sold out, and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna go, but then I'm gonna go on my terms. A very sad sense of glory, so to speak, which totally fits Zubak, I think. It's another manifestation of his deep, profound despair and a sense of loneliness in life.
I think Elena's choice is hardly a choice, even, really. I think it's life or death. And I think for anyone like her in her position, that type of leader, it really becomes about survival. And Zubak, I think he's willing to make that sacrifice for the only person in his life who ever really gave him any purpose. Because, you know, he can't change the person that he loves, but there's no one else that he loves.
I wonder sometimes, what was that all about, you think? All of it.
Guess I had a little wobble.
Right.
What was brilliant about that scene is that they are both broken. They went too far, both of them. We're still the couple that we've always been, but something is a bit broken in Nicholas' eyes. And her, there's something where you see a woman that literally fell in love and misses the man she fell in love with. And it's quite tragic.
One conception that I always had of the show, and the words are never said in the show, but it's something that I always kind of would come back to. Is in some ways it's the story of a midlife crisis. It's someone reaching a certain point in their life in which the vitality and spirit of youth feels like it may be at the point of diminishing returns. In Elena's case, her midlife crisis leads to the deaths of thousands and a geopolitical incident, and in some ways also playing into whatever the new Cold War is between America and China, which is the real end point of the show, is not even the end of this conflict, but the beginning of a new one.
At the end of 6, everything absolutely has to just feel very real, emotional, and painful to watch. She can convince people that she will lead them, and if they just listen to her and they just follow her, that all will be well. And so sometimes when the chips are down, those people do think, oh gosh, well, she is our leader, she is our chancellor, until they can take it no more.